Howdy everybody, I am Kolik and this is Summoner's War. I think I finally figured out my audio issue, and yeah, basically I was recording two sets of audio at once, and so sometimes it would like because there was a little bit of distance between the two different microphones, so sometimes they would not be in sync, and you would get this strange noise. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, all right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about some RTA because it's been kind of on the news recently. Now, I have had a couple of my guildies, and they have been doing a bunch of RTA, but unfortunately I've been working. So we're going to take a look at their arena replays that they have been sending me. Oh my gosh. I think the date counter is a little off. This replay was sent before Summer's War existed. Alright, so let's take a look at these two teams here. And we're talking Monkey, who is my friend, and Gildy is running a speed comp, obviously, versus a control comp, really, with Varad and Ganymede. Let's see what happens. Okay. So what I want to talk about here is some of the picks and, well, yeah, their strategy in the guild war. What could have made a difference? Not the guild war, but the RTA. So okay, so Monkey's going to start off in the standard team. I would go ahead and pick him first. He's a very good unit. He is a great starting unit. So is Veligul, or say like Delphoid immunity. But Orion is very flexible. Could be the start of a lot of teams. Can't pause anything here, so we go right to the action. All right, so we say boom. Now he's got one attacker, it looks like here, but well, this guy has a lot of base attack. In this game, these guys are all based on HP, okay, and their damage output, except Varad, of course, is based on defense. But as RTA goes on, these guys will lose damage output, and these guys will gain, because these guys have an attack buff. They gain damage through attack, and these guys gain through damage through HP. So this guy, even though he looks like a sustained comp, really doesn't want the game to go long. And this guy, even though it looks like he's running a speed comp, was better off in the long run than the other two. Okay, so as you can tell, the main damage threat has fallen, and so now it's just down to these three guys, and it's 3 on 4, and of course he procs. Of course he procs twice, so you know he got to get that cooldown back up. Okay, so but this guy, QB, he scales. His damage scales both on attack power and on speed. So his second ability, which is AoE, really can do a lot of damage if you're not careful. Even in normal arena, without he can do a significant amount of damage. You know, a few thousand without armor break. So with an armor break, that can be kind of substantial, especially as HP decreases and his attack power increases. Now, here's why I think this guy is making a mistake. This guy is trying to kill Orion, and Orion is annoying. He's a little annoying little twerp, right? But he doesn't bring damage potential to the team. Bernard, speed buffs. That brings damage potential to both these guys. This guy, attack buffs. That brings damage potential to all three of these guys. And instead, he goes for the little twerp that doesn't do anything except provide a random stun / armor break. Now, armor break's great, but Bernard already brings armor break, and you're not outspeeding Bernard, so it's not like you're going to, just be dropping off armor break. As you can tell, Bernard is starting to hit really hard. So he's down to 2 units on 2 units, but of course he still has he still could get another res off. I'm just not sure what unit he's going to res. That's really going to help him, because the fact is, Bernard is gaining power a lot. See, like retouch there only hits for 5,000 on an armor break, and that's wow, man. The start of a fight, retouch probably hit for at least 12,000, even on an HP build. So sitting there and not be able to hit it for only 5,000. Wow, that's pretty crappy. But as you can tell though, Bernard goes for 50 hits for hit Ritesh for 15k. So what you're really saying here is that these units, you got to think about. There's a sustain comp. It doesn't exist in RTA, okay? Because the way it works is anybody who's based on HP damage, their damage goes down over time, and you got to watch that using these kind of units. Now, Ritesh is a great flexible unit, but he is not a great damage dealing unit simply because of that. His damage will start decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. You really got to be able to watch that when trying to pick beast monks. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we will move on to the one that is next one. So as you can tell in this team, he's choosing only slightly different units. He's still got the same core 3 speed guys, but this time he's using a Lucian and Ganymede. Now he picked Orion first. This guy then countered it with by this guy, who's probably the best anti-Orion counter there is. And Themars is a decent, flexible unit, but I don't think I would have picked him here. And then he doubles down on the speed, so now his opponent can't ban speed, and he goes with Evolution. So his counter is 2 fire guys. He brings in QB, and he brings in I can't really tell if that's Pisama or Ganymede, to be honest, but I think that's Pisama. And he brings in Chasoon, which is a terrible counter to all these guys, to be honest. It doesn't really give you a lot of anything. Yeah, let's see. Okay. Oh, sorry. Wrong button. Let's go ahead and watch this. So I think that he's going to have to, he's going to ban, I'd ban the Water Pioneer, but let's see what he does. Yep, and his opponent bans Lucian, makes sense. Alright, so it is the water one. Can be hard to see. The graphics are kind of similar when they're so small. Okay. We can land an armor break from Orion. Oh, and then we got an extra turn, so we armor break again. Overwhelm hits. Yeah, Bernard hits. Bernard hits pretty hard, you notice, with the attack buff and attack damage and stuff. You gotta make sure that you remember that. Boom, he gave up. He killed Jasun. No, he didn't kill Jasun. But this QB hit pretty hard too. You gotta remember that he's a possible damage dealer, even though it doesn't look like he is a damage dealer. Alright. Oh my gosh. Alright, so this one he's choosing a different team. Well, he's still got 2 of the base units that he was using before. And yeah, we'll see what he's got. So this one, he looked more like one a CC comp with Hathor. So let's see how he's varying that up based on the opponent. So his opponent's going 2 flexible, 2 sustained damage dealers, not flexible. He goes for Hathor. Okay. Well, Hathor is pretty good. And he went for a sustain, I'm not sure why. He felt like he needed to be honest. But we'll see. Got strip off, got immunity up. Immunity is obviously awesome in RTA. And then he goes for the sleep. Of course, he misses on Perna. It's okay, Perna would just about proc out of it anyway, right? It's a little joke, because Perna about procs out of everything. Okay, so, okay. Yep. Then he gets the sleep off. Kind of surprised he went for him, but alright. Probably could have successfully landed at sleep on Themars. I suppose he wouldn't have killed thing Mars, but you could have changed targets, I think, pretty easily and gone for Perna first. Okay. Anyway, alright, so yeah. Got he procs again. Okay. He's gonna put up a new immunity. That is a pretty good monster. I have to admit that. I do have a bet of my own. Alright. Strips and sets the stuff on cooldown. Okay. Alright, we land a stun on Perna, which is obviously awesome. Now Chising gets her stuff up, but it's a little late. We got a strip. That's pretty nice. Perna. Okay. So now he's going to go for Perna next. Now, really and truthfully, what I see as a problem here is that this Perna is just not fast enough. Okay? With two different attack bar buffers, this team is just not quite fast enough to be able to keep up. What you'd like to be able to bring in here is, instead of it just soon, the last one, maybe that guy who, the dark, well, of course, that's Dark Man 5s, yeah, whatever. Okay. But immunity buffer of your own would work wonders here. Even if it's just a Delphoid. A second one basically would shut down most of his damage dealing capability because it would remove armor breaks, it would remove other stuff. Like Hathor, I mean not Hathor, yeah, Hathor. Of course, Beta could still strip, Orion could still strip, but yeah, it would remove a lot of damage potential from incoming to your team. Ooh. Okay, so he goes for the sure kill rather than trying to heal. Well, not the sure kill, but the kill instead of trying to heal. Interesting choice. Oh, and there's the power of double attack bar buffers. He just stole the turn. And he goes ahead and it's AoE sleep. Pretty strong. I have one of these guys on my global account. You may have seen the video that I ran with that, and yeah, as you can tell, there's a few sounds going on in the background. Anyway, so we'll go through, and yep, it's pretty much been the bag for a while now. Ever since Theomar's opponent didn't really proc a bunch, just getting out the stuns and locks. Yeah. All right. I hope he didn't just send me all victories in here. I want to see my friend lose a little bit. Hint, hint, hint. All right. So let's go ahead and see. All right. So this is he's basically playing the same comps now. If, in my opinion, okay, this is what I call he's got a first level strategy. The first level strategy is you're going to play your team. All right. You're going to play your team pretty much regardless of what the opponent plays. And this is not a bad idea, okay? Now, his team that he's playing on the right, he's altered a little bit in a few settings, sure. But pretty much he's playing his team. He doesn't really care what the opponent plays. And then he's going to basically rely on the synergy of his team to take out the opposing team. This is a great play, okay? This is a great strategy. It won't push you to the top of RTA, but it's certainly a good, solid strategy that can take you far. Okay? Your team differs from anybody else's team. All right? You don't have the same runes. You don't have the same units. You know, you don't have the same experience. Maybe not quite the same speeds. and you're probably not going to be facing the same opponents. But it's important to realize that that's okay. All right, you don't have to have the same opponents. You don't have to have the same teams. You don't have to play the same game. All right, so we're going to watch this one now. In a second level strategy, you start taking account some actions that your opponent can do. So, like say you have two different teams that can run Orion, like Monkey does here. That makes Orion a pretty good first pick because he could run a different team that's could start with Orion. So two different teams that could start with Orion. Then he sees what his opponent's first two picks are, and makes a decision which team he wants to run. Not everyone's going to have the units to be able to do this. Not everyone's going to have the runes to be able to set up to do this. The first goal is get your first team running and just choose it and go with it. Have a backup unit in case you get one of your picks countered by your opponent playing the same kind of strategy. But basically, you play that strategy. Second level strategy, you're talking about going ahead and doing something like this, which is where he brings in Zyros instead of, say, Lucian. I mean, you're just swapping out one unit for the other, just to give yourself a little bit of an edge against a particular lineup than the other guy does. Okay. The third level strategy is then countering the counter, which can get complicated. And the problem with countering a counter is that you really have to have a wide variety of units because there's a huge amount of units in Summoner's War, and so there's a huge amount of counters to those units in Summoner's War. There's some that are good counters, or some that are bad counters, or some that are intermediate counters. Anyway, so he goes ahead and he's picking Orion again. You can tell that he's sticking with this first strategy. All right, so yep. Okay, so this time though, his opponent got his he's going to get his combo off first, whatever it is. And he goes ham. So Monkey might be in a bit of trouble here. Gets a little rageful return. Okay, one's done. Oh, ooh, this doesn't look so good. I told you that thing could do a bit of damage, huh? Did you see how much? He just annihilated one unit. That should be the end of it, though. That's pretty cool, though. So, in this game, what happened is basically the opponent, my friend Monkey, is trying to run a speed team, but his opponent counterpicked him, and he basically played a higher level, well, not a higher level strategy, basically, but he picked a comp that's going to win against that. Now, Monkey should have probably gone ahead and picked somebody else who would do a speed buff, or say an AoE healer, some sort of a nemesis healer, to force him to ban that guy instead of banning his attack bar buffer. And then it comes down to, was this guy perfectly speed tuned, or alternatively Monkey could have banned somebody who was to break his speed tuning, and doing that same thing. So you got to consider what some of these things which your opponent can do on this once you get up higher in advanced. All right, now I'm not going to show you all the replays, but we're going to go through a few more. See if we can find some different teams that he played. Okay, so here he's playing a Tessarian and Hathor. It's interesting. Tessarian and Hathor is not a natural combination, I would think. In fact, Tessarian, he doesn't seem that awesome, but maybe he's got a pretty good build on him for RTA. He ranges Tessarian, and there's no passives to shut down. That's what I don't get here. Of course, bans Hathor. Pro tip: ban Hathor. No, seriously, Hathor is like the queen of RTA. You let her through, and you better have the double immunity because she can just wreck your face. Okay. Okay. Maybe Tsarian's rooting damage. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think he's rooting tank, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. No, Beta is still pretty strong. I really don't see why he brought in Tsarian though. Another armor break? That doesn't make a whole lot of... You don't need it. My whole problem. Okay, it can't be reset by Pisama or... well, it just can't be reset really because it's such a short cooldown, and his main damage dealer is his first ability. That's just odd. I mean, really, truthfully, Tsarian has done nothing in this game so far. I think Pisama's already come back, right? So why would you pick him? No, I didn't think that. I thought that he probably had this game won already because those two units don't do any damage output, but an odd pick. Let's see if we can go. Okay, so here you see the same sort of comp, except that he doesn't have his Bernard. Now the problem is that it's hard to replace Bernard because of the runes, not necessarily because of Bernard. You can only have so many rune sets, and you only have so many fast rune sets, and you can't really afford to put like equivalent rune sets on Orion and Bernard and Kabila and Fury and whatever. You just can't afford to do all that stuff. So he's going to buff his attack bar buffer. He's going to remove it, and he's going to remove the other guys. Okay, but Velajul is kind of a cool attack bar buffer. Ow. That's all I gotta say on that one. Ow. Okay. So far, every time that he's not gotten to play his Bernard, his opponent's basically played it. Like instead, through that mechanism, he basically is lost. So I'm trying to see if there's another one around here that's got that same kind of thing. Okay. So, right, he's going to go double speed. He's going to go those two guys, and he really needs another attack bar buffer. Where is his Megan? It's not necessarily easy to get everybody attack bars speed buffed or speed synced. You could be able to steal a turn in there, particularly if you make your Megan pretty fast and you ban out, say, your opposing Bastat. You can have your Megan cut in between his Bastat and between his Bernard and his next guy. It's actually not that difficult to be able to speed tune things to do that. And then now, of course, it does mean that your units have to be pretty fast that are going to follow up. But if they're speed-based units already, then for damage dealing, you should be able to do it. Just as a thought, you can do that. That is a viable strategy, and you can make it work. All right, so we'll do this one. So he's going to go Hathor again. Okay. Okay, so interesting. You go Hathor, but the guy went Chloe. And AoE bomb. Wow, that bomb was weak. It didn't even proc Theomar's ability. Why did you hit Theomar's again? You couldn't do any more damage. That's just kind of odd. Of course, my guildies are talking a bunch. Now, here's one of the problems with Beta, of course, is Beta resists someone at very low health. So unless you can CC or otherwise stop them, they hit really hard. I just don't get why he's choosing Tasarian again. Look at this team. There's absolutely nothing to Tasarian against. Nothing at all. Where's your Perna? Your Rakan? Yeah, I get a victory. I turned on my real defense. Don't attack that, guys. Thanks for the points. I mean, sure, he can win this. Okay, I just don't see why Tasarian is the pick here. Maybe he doesn't have some sort of good fire damage dealer choices, but yeah. This one's rough. Oh, we got the sleep in. All right, so I'll tell him thanks for the replays. All right, this is also an idea where I can mark where I've been. All right, so you can tell that he's got some language he likes to use here. Don't read that, guys. Okay, so we'll see what Bad does here. He's bad, obviously. We all know he's bad. Bad's actually a recently joined guild member, so we'll see how he's doing. Okay, Chloe, Chow, Orion, and Zyros. Oh, so he's got immunity, no attack buff, no armor break. The opponent gains extra turns. Stuns. I would not recommend trying his team. I don't know if bad one or not here, but I mean, the only thing I like on his team is the fact that he has immunity. Now maybe he gets a Zyros reset. And Zyros reset even the water guy. That's pretty good. Water Chow's gonna go ham here. Oh, there he goes. He starts off. Of course, Zyros being reset does hurt. Not Zyros, but a water dragon. Barad. Now, did the other guy have a chance to strip in the first turn and didn't do it? Because he had a stripper. He had a stripper in the form of the Fire Sea Emperor. And did he just not take that? Of course, the problem is he didn't do any damage dealing capability. Alright, so here we go with Leo on the opposing team, of course. And Leo's a pretty interesting unit to try and counter speed teams, but the nicest thing about Leo is that you can go a lot more tanky or a lot more damage if you're willing to spend units to actually rune around Leo and involve Leo. The problem with that is that Leo can be banned. Okay, and there's no replacement for Leo. So you'd have to have some other unit that they're so scared of that they want to ban Leo instead. And that can get difficult because if you're not speedy and you try to ruin, you know, more tanky teams because of Leo, it may not work and it may backfire. Okay, I guess his Leo's not quite under 30% because if so, it probably should one-shot that guy. Sometimes I would like to know if the counter is active or something on that. But he does have a res for his, and I guess just want to give up. No, maybe he got reset. Zyros is pretty good, that kind of stuff, right? Alright, so let's take a look. Okay, so this is a good standard unit, opening unit, and he counter picks with immunity and TMRs. We counter pick that, and then Rakan's a very good unit, so it's Anivil, and Pisama follows it up. Alright. Now all these are pretty strong units on their own, as you can tell. Yeah, it's a good question whether Bad's trying to run similar comps and decide not to run Zyros because of all the water, or he just, or he's actually trying to counterpick. It goes a little bit too fast on the pick selection to be able to really talk and think about it. And there's no pause. I wish there was a pause button so you could talk about these, or maybe just a little continue button so when you wanted to review a replay and see what people responded and talk about it, you could do that. Looking at you, Tecumseh, that's not like they're listening to me, of course not. You know, YDCP maybe, but not me. Okay, they didn't listen to YDCP, and they're like, yeah, give you an F5, comes $5,000 more dollars. Okay. So, Wind Panda. It's pretty good when he keeps procking. Alright. Oh, Rakan versus Wind Panda. I think Rakan should win this, but, you know, I'm not sure. I don't have a Wind Panda. Oh, collapse. Oh, what's going to hurt? Yep. Down was bad. Bad was bad. So, let's take a look. So he's picking over here. Camila. Yeah, I wish I had some of these units too, guys. Don't worry about that. So he's actually trying to counterpick and stuff. Alright, so now in this, you have to have more options, but you also have to be comfortable with what your options are. And that's actually pretty hard, especially when you're trying to start out. I would go ahead and make a list of your units. If you see this comp, and you really want to get into RTA, if you see this comp, what should you counterpick? What unit would you counterpick this unit with? You know, what are they trying to give? Map it down on a piece of paper, and not in your head, right? Because you need the crutch at the start. This is a new game type essentially. It's totally different than most of the other stuff. You can't draw on that previous experience. Yeah. All right. So we'll go ahead. We'll watch this one here. He's got some different units here that he's bringing this time. Unless he was the one on the right. I don't know, like, why are they swapping around? Okay, I guess first team person's always go first. So he's basically picking immunity and Orion. The other guy picks a Gemini and a speed buffer. It's a double Fairy King. And we all know Wind Bandit is strong. Yeah, this unit is particularly bad against short-term cooldown units that just didn't do anything for him. And Gemini, I mean, Gemini only helps if you have other units that you want to speed up. And it's just short current. Yeah, anyway. Alright, so when people don't know how to play, huh? Oh, that's the one we just watched. Alright, so bad's gonna be watch this one. It says Chloe's the MVP here. I don't think I've watched this one yet. Anyway, as you can see though, of course he's playing around and trying to figure out different units and different comps. This is still kind of early stages of RTA, so yeah, it makes perfect sense. But what you want to think about here is that, you know, your openings and what kind of teams could you make sense to start with an opening. Like if you open with Ryan, you may think your opponent might think you're trying to run a speed team. And if you're running a speed team, then he wants to counterpick with, say, Bernard Megan. But then you followed up by Chloe, and you're like, what the heck? You're not going to speed team. Now let me tell you, Chloe's will cut in between Lucian. Okay, I mean, not Lucian. Lucian and Bernard if Megan's missing. So it's hard to be able to just, you may have to counterpick Chloe. But if you're counterpicking Chloe, then Orion gets to move, right? Possibly. So, yeah, it's a difficult decision on what you want to counterpick, and that can lead to a bad strategy. Now, Leica, hmm. Leica, it says, down with the clown, or tries to at least. Just not quite there. Alright guys, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. Now, I did make a video before where I have a new rune, and unfortunately I just screwed up and didn't record the audio. Yep. Anyway, so TOA is this weekend. If you haven't done it yet, it's 3 hours. I'm going to be working on that, and then we're going to have a bunch of stuff coming up. So stay tuned. This is Coley signing out.